Hey guys, so I'm back with another DIY video. I am really looking forward to this one. I'm making another wreath, but bear with me, this one's different. So back in the fall of 2022, just this past holiday season, I saw the most drop-dead gorgeous farmhouse wreath that someone had made as a dupe to an Anthropologie wreath. I literally fell in love with this thing, you guys. So I needed to make it on my own. I needed to recreate it. I don't live in the States. We don't have Target to access the houses that she used on this wreath and that everybody online was using to try and recreate this wreath. So I had to make my own. So I used cardboard, a bunch of recycled material, and I just did it myself. I absolutely love the version that I made. I'm so proud of it. And I posted it on YouTube because I was so excited to share that I made my own houses for it. And the response was crazy. Even now, people are still watching it. I have almost 14,000 views, which is just, I'm a really small unknown channel, guys. So that was huge for me. I was really humbled and it was really exciting. And everyone was so nice. Like, I couldn't believe how nice people were. Anyways, with that being said, I really want a spring version of that wreath. Like, I love it that much. I just want to try and recreate my own spring version of it. So that's what I set out to do, and that's what this video is on. I'm actually going to do it in two parts. So the first part will be on making the houses. The second part will be actually assembling and making the wreath. So let's get into how I did the houses. I will show you clips. I will show you how I created them this time and that whole process. Probably wearing a completely different outfit because I am a mom of two and I can really only work on this during nap time. Such is life. Anyways, so I made my own mini houses. They're so cute. I'm so proud of these guys. This time I did not cut them out fully by hand. I used my Cricut to help me out just for time purposes, although I could have just done it all by hand again. I really wanted to test using my Cricut and a deep point blade. I hadn't done that before. So I bought some chipboard. It was 1/16 chipboard. I will link it in the description below. I went very clean lined, modern farmhouse style. I just want to keep things neutral, kind of like I did with the holiday wreath. So I used 3 different colors, and I'll go through in this video and explain to you the processes of how I did that. I will go through also how I decided to finish them like this with the little windowsills. Make sure you guys are involved in all of that. Hold up, guys. I also want to add, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow it. My goal this year for 2023 is to post as many videos on DIYs as I can and actually stick to it because it's something I've always wanted to do and I've never stuck to it. So if you can hit like and subscribe and the notification bell so that when I do a new video you get an update, that would be amazing. So first thing I did was measured up all of my houses from my original holiday wreath. I wanted to keep with the same sizes and styles. I just wanted to add some extra details like more windows on the side pieces of the houses and things like that. So I incorporated those in this new design in my Cricut Design app and created a file that could cut them all out for me, which saved me a ton of time. I used a deep point blade for this with my Cricut Explore Air 2, but any Cricut would be able to do this, or you can do it by hand as well, just like I did my holiday wreath houses. Once they were all cut out, I removed any pieces that didn't cut all the way through from my Cricut, and then I lightly sanded them all just to make sure they had a nice finish and were ready for paint. I glue the roof together and I glue the house together, and I paint the roof separate and the house separate. Then I glue them all together at the end. I assemble everything into one little house. I just find it easier to paint the roof separately since they are a darker, totally different color, and I want to get the undersides. What I'm going to do is actually give these a little sand, just a really light sanding before I glue them together. if you do end up trying to cut these out on your Cricut, the sheet that you have left, this was the 8.5 by 11 chipboard sheet that I printed on. Save this because I'm going to cut all of the little windowsill pieces out of this leftover material. Next up is gluing these guys. So I already have 2 different colors of houses going on. I have 4 houses made at the moment. These 2 are really similar in size and style, slightly different fronts. They're also 2 different colors. So I have this kind of, it's a cream, a bone color going on, and I have a really pale farmhouse gray. And on all of these, I've stuck with different shades, just slightly different shades of brown roofs. I'm using small pieces of the chipboard or cardboard to create basically window sills. I thought it was a cute way to bring detail in rather than leaving them blank. I did try a few different methods and I will show you guys those in the video here. They just weren't panning out how I wanted. They looked cute, just not necessarily for the vibe that I was going for. So I liked experimenting. I took pictures along the way to make sure I could show you guys. I tried painting around the windows, kind of like I did with the snow in the Anthropologie dupe. This was the winner. I really like this look. So now I've got these 2 as well. This is my second pale gray, and this is the kind of cream slash bone color. So I actually have a second one of this and this made. In my Anthropologie dupe wreath, I hand cut all of those houses and the doors and the windows and everything. I was hoping to have 6 total. I'm going to do the 2 new ones in a different color. So I'll have the bone, the pale gray, and then I'll have a 3rd color. So I'm gonna test out a color here. I don't want anything too dark. Now I already used this fog gray, just Craftsmart matte acrylic paint from Michael's Craft Store, and that is how I got these houses, the bone kind of color. Now my pale gray, I actually mixed this folk art, let me see what color this one is, Parisian gray with a bit of the fog gray, and I got this really pale farmhouse gray. Love it. I'm gonna try this color from my husband's. I'll take a picture and pop it into the video here. And the fog gray base. That way they all kind of have that in them. So let me just paint a little swatch on here. It's just a warmer tone. There's a definite difference between it and the light cool gray. It's definitely more of that taupe in there that I wanted. I think I'm just gonna go for it. It looks good with the roof color. Let's just do it. Now I do 2 coats of these colors. You could get away with 1 coat, but I find it looks smoother and better with 2 coats. If you're going for a more rustic look, when you're making your little houses, you could leave just 1 coat. You could do 2 coats, and then you could sand the edges and distress them. I'll insert some of my inspiration photos too at some point in this video, just so that you can, maybe here, just so that you can see what vibe I was going for with these little houses. I'm just doing the roofs. I've mixed up brown, kind of mustard tone, and a bit of an orange. And that's just what I found worked best to get the color that I wanted. So I just paint solid first, and then I end up going in with a slightly different shade, and I kind of just do lines, strokes, to give the roof just a bit of depth and dimension. I think also, just keep in mind, you're gonna see underneath, so make sure that you get the underside to a certain extent. I kind of just go in a U. So the little windowsills, I actually used the same, and that just consisted of the dark brown, a little bit of orange paint on these. So I, thick, if you want to call it that, and wide. And the length on these guys varies depending on the house and what window we're working with. So the largest houses that have more of the rectangular shape, they have larger, wider windows on the sides, the window dimensions that I cut, which means that they are, and the smaller ones are 1/8 by 5/8, and that fits almost all the other windows. It fits the front windows on this house here, all of them, as well as all front. It's too messy, not worth it. Use something clear, use something that's going to dry clear so you don't have all of that mess. Okay, everybody, that's it for part 1 of 2 for this wreath making video. This first part was obviously on making the DIY mini houses in this modern farmhouse style, although you can make it whatever style you want. And part 2 will be on actually assembling the wreath with all of the florals and greenery that I have and adding these little houses. I am so excited. I can't wait to see this all come together. I'm so happy to finally have these done.